Section E on cross sections. This is taken from the 5th section in Unit 9, and we're looking at number 2 from that worksheet. And so we have a cylinder here, and A is going to cut this cylinder horizontally. B, we're going to cut it vertically, and we want to see what shapes we have. To help you visualize this a little bit better here, I have a cylinder up in GeoGebra, and you can see we have this cross section that I'm moving up and down, and you can see as it intersects the cylinder, it's creating that circle shape. Whereas if I rotate that to vertical and move that around, you see that it has a rectangular shape. And so going back to our problem here, A, we get a circle. B, we get a rectangle. For 3, we're going to look at a cone. A, we're going to cut it diagonally. B, we're going to slice it horizontally. And then C, we're going to cut it vertically. And so again, let's get a visual here. Here's the horizontal. We see that when you cut it horizontally, it's a circle, no matter what height. Changes the radius of that circle, but it's a circle. As we rotate it a bit, it's no longer a circle, but it's an ellipse. So it's kind of a squished circle. And then as we continue to do this, let's move it over a little bit, we get a parabola. So let's write that in. So A was the diagonal cut, we had an ellipse. B, we had a circle. And C, we had a parabola. Number 9, we're asked to draw and describe the solid of revolution formed by rotating the right triangle about the cylindrical axis of revolution. Find the volume for parts A and B. So for part A, we're going to revolve it around the x-axis. Here's the x-axis. So you got to picture it hinged to the x-axis, and so it begins to circle around, and so you have it mirrored down here, but then it's 3D, so it comes out, you have this, and it's rotating around in a circle here. So I don't know if you can picture this, but you see it's a cone on its side. So we have a cone with a radius of 2, because the radius goes from the center at 0, 0 up to the edge of the circle, and the height is going to be 3, because it goes from 0, 0 to 3, 0. And so we can say the volume is 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Which is going to be 4 pi. Now let's take a look at what happens if we rotate this around the y-axis. So to demonstrate, I'm going to erase my picture here, and now it's hinged at the y-axis. So as I spin it around, Over here at -3, we'll have this reflection across the y-axis, and it's rotating around, so we have, try to get the three-dimensional shape, round it here, so it's rotating. This is the base rounding in a circle, and then the whole thing is just rounding in a circle. And so we get this cone shape again, where if you look at the base, which is a circle, the radius is from the center 0, 0 to the far right, and so we see it's a cone again with a radius of 3, and the height is from this dead center at 0, 0 all the way to the top, which is at 2, so the height is 2, and so the volume is going to be 1/3 area of the base, which is a circle, so pi r squared, so pi times 3 squared, times the height, which is 2. Sorry, I put 1/2, it should be 1/3. And so we multiply this out, we're going to get 6 times pi. Last one for each. So for number 11 here, we're going to draw a two-dimensional shape that would be revolved about the indicated axis to generate the solid. So on this one, we're going to revolve it around the x-axis to create this this bowl shape. Okay, and so anywhere on the x-axis, it doesn't really matter where we start. I'll start at 0, 0. I'm going to draw. So if I cut this right down the middle, I'm going to be drawing this top half here. Okay, and so really what I'm going to do, I traced it. I'll grab that piece, bring it right over here to the x-axis, and so that's all we need. So if I revolve that and spin that around the x-axis, it's going to generate the shape we have here. Notice that I don't want to close the top. I don't want to do this because it's an open bowl. We want that container to be open. So I'm going to leave that top open so that we have an entrance into the container after this thing's spinning around.